everyone. My name is Scott Story, and I've been a longtime illustrator and was involved in the indie comic scene from the early 90s on to about 2012. And I'm here today to show what I call the armature plus primitive system of drawing. Essentially, this is drawing a stick figure and then filling it out with basic shapes. This is the most common method taught in how to draw books these days, such as 1977's How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way by John Buscema and Stan Lee. It's a good way for drawing in a life drawing situation or drawing from reference. It's also a really good way to draw from imagination. This is not necessarily the system I use anymore, but I am quite familiar with it and never rule it out. The model I'm using here is the Girl Parade magazine, volume 1, from the early 1940s. This is a rare artist picture book that I picked up at an antique mall. Here I'm making a point of drawing through the figure to make sure that everything is connected correctly. Now the character's center of gravity is usually centered above both feet in the middle or above 1 foot, which is supporting the weight. In this case, her head, the center of gravity, is between her feet. That's the stick figure. Now it's time to fill it out with primitives. I'm using ovals for the rib cage, hips, head, and all the joints. To be more specific, the head is an inverted egg and the rib cage is an egg shape. The shape that I'm using for both the shins and the thighs and the forearms, I call the bowling pin, but I've heard some people call it a chicken leg. Most of the other shapes I'm using are cylinders for the arms and neck, and wedges for various parts like the hands and feet. Here I'm knocking back the construction lines so I can come back over it and work out her outline. Arguably, the outline is the most important part of the picture, especially for women. At this point, I've switched to a candle grip on my pencil as opposed to the standard pen grip that you might be used to. With the candle grip, I hold the pencil underneath my hand, cradled between my forefinger and thumb, and control it with my little finger. This allows for drawing from the shoulder and elbow as opposed to the more limited pen grip, which mostly relies on drawing from the wrist. Making a point of accentuating the model's sinuousness and curviness as she is a girl. Nothing is precious at this point. You have to be willing to erase, adjust, and correct at any point. Notice there's some compression in her skin above her hip from where she's leaning back. Skin does indeed stretch and compress and fold, a little bit like clothing. the center line on her face. And halfway down, I'm drawing her brow line. This will help me locate her features. Halfway between the brow and her chin is her nose line, for example. Now she's ready for a little bit of detailing. Now, I never intended this as a full drawing. It's just a sketch to illustrate how this method is used, but all the important information is included here, and it could be finished into a finished pencil drawing if I so wished. Sometimes I'm asked why I draw people so much, and the answer is pretty straightforward. Figure drawing is the base of all drawing. It's the most universal form of drawing, hands down. In any case, this has been Scott's Story. I hope this was helpful. If you have any suggestions or comments, please feel free to comment below. And thanks again. Bye.